My beloved child, stop for a moment and listen to my voice whispering directly into the depths of your soul. I have seen you trembling in the silence of the night, and I have felt every rapid beat of your heart as fear surged through your veins like an uninvited tide. Do not turn away and do not close this message, for it is no coincidence that you have found yourself here at this exact second of eternity. That sudden spike of anxiety you felt, that unexplained shiver that ran down your spine while you were alone, it was not a malfunction of your body, nor was it a sign of weakness. It was a divine alarm, a signal from the spiritual realm alerting your spirit that a great change is occurring. You have sensed a presence, a heavy shadow that tried to loom over your peace, but I am here to tell you that you are not under attack because you are failing. You are being targeted because you are winning. Before I reveal the blessing coming to you and the truth about the shadows that have been circling your life, I need you to declare your presence in my sanctuary. Do not remain silent while the heavens are waiting to hear your voice. I want you to type, "I am here, Lord," or the sacred code 7007 in the comments right now to open the gates of heaven over your life. This is your first act of faith today, a spiritual marker that tells the enemy he no longer has a place in your thoughts or your home. By typing these words, you are stepping out of the shadows and into the warmth of my divine light, claiming the double restoration that I have promised to those who seek my face. I am watching your hand as you type, and I am already releasing a wave of peace to calm the storm that has been raging in your mind. This is the moment your breakthrough begins to take form. As we begin this journey into the depths of your destiny, I invite you to join this family of believers and press the like button to signal your agreement with the host of heaven. Do not walk this path alone. Subscribe to this channel and join my army of light to ensure that you are always anchored in my truth. By doing so, you are surrounding yourself with a shield of collective faith that the darkness cannot penetrate. This is not merely a digital action, but a spiritual commitment to stay connected to the source of your strength and to receive the daily bread of my word. When you align yourself with this community, you are telling the universe that you have chosen the path of the victor, and you are inviting the Holy Spirit to guide every step of your journey. Let your light shine by becoming a permanent part of this spiritual fortress today. I am your Father, your protector, and the architect of your destiny. And I tell you now that the fear you feel is actually the reflection of the terror the darkness feels when it looks at you. There is a specific entity that has tried to cross your path recently, a spirit of confusion and dread that was sent to extinguish the fire I have lit within you. But look closely at the truth. This shadow did not come because it is powerful. It came because it is terrified of the light that is about to break through your life. You are a chosen one, a beacon of my glory in a world that often feels cold and dark. And right now, the heavens are roaring in your defense. Every tear you have shed in secret and every silent prayer you have breathed into the void has been heard and recorded. The reason your heart is racing is that your spirit is sensing the clash between my legions of angels and the forces that seek to hold you back. Stay with me, for I am about to reveal the secret of why the enemy is so desperate to keep you in a state of panic. I will show you the face of the blessing that is coming and why the shiver you felt was actually the sound of the chains breaking around your future. You have felt like you were falling apart, but I tell you that you were actually falling into your true purpose. You have felt like you were getting lost, but in reality you were being perfectly aligned with the destiny I wrote for you before the foundations of the world were laid. The spike in your anxiety was the last-ditch effort of a defeated foe to keep you from seeing the breakthrough that is less than a breath away. I will disclose to you exactly what was trying to hinder you and how I have already moved to crush it under your feet. The miracle you have been praying for is no longer a dream. It is becoming your new reality. My precious child, I was there in the stillness of the night when sleep suddenly fled from your eyes. I saw you bolt upright at 3 a.m., your heart hammering against your ribs like a trapped bird, your breath shallow as you listened to the heavy silence of your room. You felt it, didn't you? That sudden drop in temperature, that chilling sensation of being watched from the shadows. A presence that made the very air around you feel thick and suffocating. You reached for your phone just to see a flicker of light. Or perhaps you stayed frozen under the covers, hoping the morning would come sooner. I want you to know that I was not distant during those moments of terror. I was sitting right there on the edge of your bed, watching over you while you watched the darkness. Every time you checked the locks on your doors or peered down the hallway to ensure you were truly alone, I was the one standing guard at your threshold, ensuring that what you sensed could not cross the line I have drawn around your life. That watcher you sensed was not a figment of your imagination, but a defeated spirit trying to intimidate the greatness I have placed inside you. It lingers in the hours of darkness because it knows that in the quiet your spirit is most sensitive to the shifts in the atmosphere. It tries to use your own home, your sanctuary of rest, as a battlefield to wear you down. But do not be deceived by the cold air or the feeling of isolation. These moments of sudden wakefulness are often the times when I am trying to commune with you, but the enemy creates a static of fear to drown out my whisper. When you feel that inexplicable dread, it is a sign that your spiritual antennae are picking up on the reality that you are a threat to the kingdom of darkness. You are being targeted because you are a chosen one, a soul whose light is so bright it irritates the shadows that have ruled your lineage for generations. I have seen your silent tears on the pillow, and I have heard the why me that you dare not speak aloud. Now, my beloved, I want you to do something for me. I want you to stop carrying the weight of this invisible war on your own shoulders. Take a deep, slow breath right now. Breathe in my peace and exhale that lingering anxiety. Place your hand over your heart, over that center of your being where my spirit dwells, and feel the warmth that begins to radiate from within. That heat is my divine presence pushing back the cold. I am telling you today that the darkness you felt was just a shadow, and a shadow has no power over the light. It can look large, it can look terrifying, but it has no substance because I am your solid rock. You are not losing your mind, and you are not falling apart. You are being tempered like steel in the fire. Every night that you survived, every morning that you woke up despite the dread, you were passing a test of endurance that is preparing you for the weight of the blessing I am about to pour out. Remember, my child, I did not bring you through the valleys of the shadow of death just to abandon you now. If I allowed you to sense the enemy, it was only so you would realize the magnitude of the protection I provide. You are shielded by the blood of the Lamb, and no weapon formed against you, no spirit of fear, no night terror, no lingering shadow will ever be able to prosper. The locks on your doors are good, but my angels stationed at your four corners are better. They are flaming swords that the darkness cannot bypass. Relax your shoulders, release the tension in your jaw, and trust that I am the one who neither slumbers nor sleeps. As you rest tonight, or as you go about your day, carry this truth with you. The one who created the stars is the same one who calls you by name and hides you in the hollow of his hand. You are safe. You are loved. You are mine. My beloved child, I have been watching the silent war that rages within your mind, a battlefield where the noise never seems to cease. I see you sitting in the quiet moments, trying to find a second of peace, only to be bombarded by a relentless barrage of what-ifs and not-enoughs. I have heard the whispers that haunt your thoughts when you are most vulnerable, those cruel suggestions that you are a failure, that your best days are behind you, or that the catastrophe you fear most is just around the corner. I want you to look at me now and hear this truth. Those thoughts are not your own. They are spiritual arrows, psychic attacks sent from a defeated enemy who is desperate to occupy the territory of your soul. He knows that if he can control your mind, he can stall your destiny, so he fills your container with the toxic waste of worry, shame, and doubt to leave no room for the confidence and creativity I have placed within you. I see how exhausted you are from fighting these invisible ghosts. You try to stay positive, you try to speak words of faith, yet the shadows of depression and anxiety keep creeping back in, making you feel like you are losing a race you never signed up for. But I am here to tell you that you are not falling apart. You are being dismantled so that I can rebuild you into something far more powerful. The pressure you feel is not there to break you, but to crush the old versions of yourself that can no longer carry the weight of the glory I am preparing to give you. You have been believing the lie that your struggle makes you weak, but I see the immense strength it takes for you to simply keep going. Every time you choose to trust me despite the chaos in your head, you are winning a victory in the heavens that you cannot yet see with your physical eyes. You must understand, my precious one, that your mind is like a vessel with limited space. If you allow guilt to take up residence, you are robbing yourself of the space needed for the peace I want to pour in. If you focus on the mistakes of your past, you are using the energy I gave you to build your future on a foundation of regret. I am calling you today to empty out the negative. Stop agreeing with the voice that says you are not worthy of my love or my provision. I have already forgiven you. Why do you continue to hold yourself in a prison for a debt I have already paid? I am the potter and you are the clay, and right now I am smoothing out the jagged edges of your thoughts. I am replacing the spirit of heaviness with a garment of praise. This mental fog is not your permanent home. It is a tunnel you are passing through, and I am the light at the end beckoning you forward. I see the moments when you feel like everyone is judging you, or that you are being misunderstood by those you love most. This isolation is often part of the training, a season where I pull you away from the noise of the world so you can learn to distinguish my voice from the roar of the enemy. Do not let the lies of not being enough take root in your heart. You were created in my image with my breath inside your lungs and my fire in your spirit. The enemy only attacks those who carry something valuable. So the very fact that your mind is under such heavy fire is proof of the treasure you carry. If you believe that I am clearing your mind and breaking the spirit of confusion right now, do not stay silent. Type breakthrough as mine or 7th of 7 to claim your mental liberation. Let the digital world and the spiritual world know that you are reclaiming the peace that belongs to you by divine right. My precious child, I have seen you standing in the middle of a crowded room surrounded by laughter and conversation, yet feeling like an absolute ghost. I have watched you scroll through your phone looking at the names of people who used to be close to you, wondering why the distance between you has grown into an unbridgeable canyon. You feel like a puzzle piece that no longer fits into the box of this world, and the ache of being misunderstood has become a heavy cloak you wear every day. I want you to know that I have been there in every moment of your isolation. I have seen the messages you started to write but deleted because you knew they wouldn't understand. I have seen the way you pull back from social circles not out of pride, but because your spirit simply cannot breathe in the shallow waters of worldly talk anymore. You are not weird, you are not broken, and you are certainly not forgotten. You are being set apart. The reason you feel so alone is that I am currently hiding you. I have intentionally allowed certain doors to close and certain people to walk away because their presence in your next season would only hinder the work I am doing in your soul. You have wondered why friends you've had for years suddenly treat you like a stranger, or why family members can't see the light you are carrying. It is because you are in a hidden season, a divine cocoon where the old social structures must fall away so that your true identity can emerge. I am protecting you from the influence of those who would try to talk you out of your calling. Sometimes I remove people from your life because I heard the conversations they had about you when you weren't in the room. Trust me when I say that the void you feel right now is not a sign of my absence, but a sign of my jealous love clearing the stage for the new high vibrational connections I am preparing to send your way. I see the pain of your rejection, and I want you to understand that rejection is often my divine redirection. You have been mourning the loss of people who were only meant to be a chapter in your book while I am trying to get you ready for the whole library. This loneliness is the weight of the crown you are being prepared to wear. Realize that I do not give big assignments to small people, and I do not lead the masses with those who are afraid to stand alone. Before you can lead, you must learn to walk with me in the wilderness, where my voice is the only one you hear. I am building a character in you that is independent of the applause of men and the validation of the world. You are becoming fireproof, and part of that process is the cooling of earthly relationships so that your fire for me can burn undiluted. Take a moment right now. My chosen one, I want you to stop and take a deep cleansing breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. That is my breath, the life force that sustains you when everyone else fails. Place your right hand over your heart, over that center where the ache of loneliness often sits. Feel the rhythmic beat under your palm. That is the drumbeat of my promise. I am telling you right now that you are never truly alone, for I am the friend that sticks closer than any brother. I am the one who knows your secrets and loves you more for them. As you feel this warmth, I want you to realize that you are being built, not broken. You are not behind. You are simply being refined in the secret place. As you feel my presence surrounding you, I invite you to acknowledge this spiritual shift. If you believe that I am with you in your loneliness and that I am preparing you for a greater mission, do not stay silent. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now to join this global community of chosen souls. By doing so, you are signaling to the heavens that you are ready to trade your isolation for a divine purpose and to walk alongside those who speak the language of the Spirit. Let this be your signal of agreement with me. We are building a family of light, and your seat at the table is reserved. Stay with me, for the revelation of why the darkness is so afraid of your light is about to be made clear. My child, have you wondered why the resistance has become so fierce in these recent days? You feel as though you are walking through a thick, invisible fog where every step requires a monumental effort and every breath feels like a battle. I want to pull back the veil and show you the truth of the spiritual realm that your physical eyes cannot see. The reason the shadows are screaming so loudly in your ears is not because they have won, but because they are terrified. They see the light beginning to glow around your spirit, a brilliant radiance that heralds the end of their influence over your life. When the kingdom of darkness senses that a soul is about to step into their true authority, they throw everything they have at that person. The chaos, the sudden obstacles, and the whispers of doom are all signs that you are standing on the very threshold of your promised land. They are panicking because they know that once you realize who you truly are in me, their power over you will vanish like mist in the relentless morning sun. You must understand that the fear you have been experiencing is not your own. It is a reflection. When you look into a spiritual mirror, the enemy does not see the tired, struggling person you think you are. He sees the giant you are becoming. The anxiety that has been spiking in your heart is actually the echo of the enemy's own terror as he watches my hand moving to promote you. He knows my timing is perfect, and he knows that his time to hinder you is rapidly running out. This is why the pressure has been so high and why the attacks have felt so personal. No storm is too big when you have faith in me, and I am using this very wind to push you toward your divine destination. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. The intensity of the battle is the greatest indicator of the value of the treasure I am about to release through you. If the enemy wasn't afraid of what you are about to do, he wouldn't be wasting his resources trying to stop you. Think of your life as a container that I have been carefully emptying. For seasons, I have been removing the old wine, the old habits, and the old mindsets that no longer serve the high calling I have for you. This process of being hollowed out can feel like a loss, a painful stripping away of your identity, but it is actually the greatest preparation I can give you. I am making room for a weight of blessing that your previous self could never have carried without breaking. You are emerging from a hidden season, and you are not the same person who entered it. You have been built in the dark, refined in the fire, and strengthened in the silence. The version of you that began this journey would have crumbled under the glory that is coming, but the version of you standing here today has the character, the endurance, and the maturity to handle the abundance. The waiting room was never a prison. It was a sacred construction site where I was reinforcing your foundations. I am never too late, even when it feels like the clock of your life has stopped. I have an appointed time for every promise I have whispered to your heart, and that time is drawing near. The shadows know that when I move, nothing in heaven or on earth can stop me. If it is in my will, the doors must open, the mountains must move, and the chains must shatter into dust. The current panic in the atmosphere around you is the sound of the enemy's absolute defeat. I am getting you ready to handle the weight of a blessing that will not only change your life, but will overflow to heal the lives of everyone you touch. This is why I have been so precise with your training. I am not just giving you a temporary relief. I am giving you a permanent territory. The struggle was necessary to make you fireproof, to ensure that when you stand in the spotlight of my favor, you will be anchored in my peace. My beloved, I want you to lean into me now more than ever before. Yielding to my spirit may feel like weakness in a world that demands constant hustle, but it is actually your highest strength. When you say, Holy Spirit, I am not in charge, you are. You allow my power to flow through you without resistance. Stop trying to outrun the storm and learn to stand in the center of it with me. I am working behind the scenes for your good, and I did not bring you this far to leave you alone. If you believe that your light is about to break through and that the darkness is fleeing because of the power residing in you, do not stay silent. Type I am ready or 1111 to declare your alignment with my divine timing. Let every letter you type be a blow to the enemy's plans and a seal upon my promise for your life. My child, I want to pull back the curtain on the invisible forces that have been orchestrating the chaos around you. You have often wondered why people who do not even know your full story seem to harbor an unprovoked resentment toward you. You have felt the sting of evil energy, that cold, sharp jealousy that emanates from those who are blinded by the darkness. I tell you today, these spirits do not attack the ordinary. They do not waste their arrows on those who are stagnant or those who have no light to shine. They target you because you carry a scent of heaven, a fragrance of destiny that reminds them of everything they have lost. When you walk into a room, your presence unknowingly disturbs the shadows that people carry. They aren't reacting to your personality. They are reacting to the king who lives inside you. I have seen the way you've been misunderstood and the way you've been cast as the villain in stories you never even participated in. Do not take it personally, for your struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, against the powers, against the world rulers of this darkness, and against the spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. The enemy is a thief, and a thief never breaks into an empty house. The very fact that you are experiencing such intense spiritual warfare is the greatest validation of your worth. You are being targeted because you are wearing a crown that the darkness can see even if you cannot see it yet yourself. They see the royal bloodline that flows through your spiritual veins. They see the authority I have placed in your words. This is why you feel that unexplained heaviness, that sudden sense of being drained when you are on the verge of a breakthrough. It is an attempt to make you drop your scepter and walk away from your throne. But I have set a hedge of protection around you that no envious eye can penetrate. I have seen the traps they laid for you in secret, the gossip, the betrayal, the financial blockages, and I have already paved a way through them. Their jealousy is merely a confirmation that you are moving in the right direction. If you were not a threat to their kingdom, they would leave you in peace. But you are a disruptor of darkness, a breaker of chains, and a carrier of my glory. I want you to realize that this envy is not just coming from people. It is a spiritual frequency. The darkness is jealous of the grace I have poured over you, the way you keep rising after every fall, the way you keep loving after every heartbreak, and the way you keep believing despite the lack of evidence. This resilience is a supernatural power that drives the enemy into a frenzy of panic. They want what you have, my favor, which is a shield around you. They try to send evil eye energy through those close to you to make you doubt your own light. But remember, I am the one who vindicates my chosen ones. I will prepare a table for you in the very presence of your enemies. I will make those who spoke against you watch as I crown you with honor. You do not need to defend yourself, you only need to stay in my presence. I have already defeated the darkness on the cross, and you are simply enforcing that victory. Every time you worship me in the middle of your pain, you are dealing a crushing blow to the jealousy of the wicked. Listen to my voice. The battle you are in is proof that your crown is coming. Do not let the jealousy of others make you dim your light. Do not shrink to make small people feel comfortable. I made you to be a lighthouse, not a candle hidden under a bowl. The invisible enemy is panicking because they know that your season of being hidden is almost over. Very soon, the fruits of your labor and the strength of your character will be on full display for all to see. Those who tried to hinder you will become the footstool for your elevation. As you stand in this truth, I want you to join this family of light and press the like button to signal your agreement with heaven's decree over your life. Subscribe to this channel now to anchor yourself in my community of believers and confirm that you are a chosen one, for in unity there is a strength that the enemy cannot withstand. By doing this, you are locking hands with me and with your brothers and sisters who are also being prepared for victory. Stay focused on my face and let the jealousy of the world be the fuel that drives you closer to my throne. My beloved, I want you to take a deep breath and feel the weight of my words as they settle into your spirit. You have walked through the valley, you have felt the heat of the furnace, and you have heard the roar of the lions, yet you are still standing. Do you know why? It is because I have placed an invisible seal upon you, a mark of ownership that tells every force in the universe that you belong to me. I am your wall of fire, a blazing perimeter that no spirit of fear, no word of malice, and no plan of the enemy can ever penetrate. You have worried that you are vulnerable, that you are exposed to the whims of fate or the hatred of others, but I tell you today that you are the most protected being in your bloodline. Every time you felt like you were about to break, it was my hand that held your pieces together. Every time the enemy thought he had you cornered, I was the one who blinded his eyes and opened a path that was not there before. You are not just surviving, you are being preserved for a purpose so grand that it requires this level of divine shielding. I have established a hedge of protection around your house, your finances, and your children that is reinforced by the very blood of my Son. You do not need to live in a state of constant high alert, checking the shadows and bracing for the next blow. I am your rear guard and your vanguard. I go before you to level the mountains, and I stand behind you to block the arrows of the past. When the enemy sends his best shot, let him find that your house is built upon the rock, and that rock is me. I am the potter, and I have molded you into a vessel that is fireproof. If I allow you to go through the fire, it is not to burn you, but to burn away the cords that have kept you bound. I am not delivering you from the fire today. I am making you the fire. You carry my presence within you, and where you walk, the darkness must flee, not because of your strength, but because of the light that I have sealed within your soul. Now, as you stand in the center of my protection, I want you to take a moment to confirm your place in my kingdom. This is a moment of spiritual alignment. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now, to declare that you are a chosen one, a warrior of the light who is moving from a season of defense into a season of dominion. By doing this, you are not just interacting with a video. You are signaling your agreement with the host of heaven and joining a community of believers who carry the same seal. When you subscribe, you are telling the spirit realm that you have found your tribe and that you are standing in the strength of unity. I am calling my children to gather to strengthen one another's hands and to be a witness to my power. Let this action be an act of faith that locks in the peace I am giving you right now. As you do this, feel the shield around you becoming stronger, more vibrant, and completely impenetrable. Listen to me. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. This is not a suggestion. It is a decree from my throne. The trouble you have faced was not meant to stop you, but to push you forward into a new level of your destiny. On the other side of this difficulty is a landscape of peace you have never known. I have seen you fighting for your peace, and I am here to tell you that the fight is over. You can stop stressing and start living your best life, for I am alive, I am here, and I am in control of every detail. Every debt, every illness, and every broken heart is under my jurisdiction. I am the God of the impossible, and my seal is your guarantee that the miracle is already on its way. Relax into my arms, my precious one, and trust that the timing is perfect. I did not bring you this far to let you fall. You are safe in my hollowed hand. My precious child, pay close attention to the air around you, for the atmosphere is shifting even as my words reach your heart. I am announcing a transition from the season of waiting into a season of manifesting. Within the next 24 hours, I will begin to drop breadcrumbs of my presence into your physical reality to show you that my hand is moving. You have been praying for a sign, asking for a whisper that you are still on the right path. And I am here to tell you that the signs are already beginning to appear. Look closely at the world around you. You will notice small miraculous details that others might dismiss as coincidence, but you will know deep in your spirit that they are messages from my throne. The heavy oppressive weight you have been carrying is being replaced by a lightness of being, a sudden and unexplainable peace that will settle over you like a warm blanket in the middle of a storm. This is not your mind playing tricks. It is my spirit comforting yours. You will see numbers that repeat themselves, sequences like 1111, 444, or 1212 appearing on clocks, receipts, and license plates. These are not mere digits. They are my digital fingerprints reminding you that I am the God of order and timing. You will receive a sudden phone call or a message from someone you haven't heard from in a long time, a connection that will provide a piece of the puzzle you have been trying to solve. Perhaps it will be an unexpected word of encouragement or a small financial breakthrough that arrives just when you thought the well was dry. I am orchestrating these moments to prove to you that my silence was never my absence. I was simply working in the invisible realm to ensure that everything was perfectly aligned for your emergence. The anxiety that spiked in your heart was the signal that the old timeline was ending and the new one was being birthed. If you believe that I am shifting your reality right now and that these signs are for you, do not let this moment pass in silence. I want you to claim this activation in the spiritual realm by testifying to your faith. Type "I believe" or 1111 in the comments right now to signify your alignment with my divine timing. By typing these words, you are reaching out your hand to touch the hem of my garment, inviting the miraculous into your mundane. Do not stay quiet while the angels are waiting to record your agreement. This act of faith is the bridge between the promise and the manifestation. As you type, feel the last remnants of doubt falling away, replaced by a concrete certainty that your breakthrough is not just coming, it is here. The world may see numbers and coincidences, but you will see the hand of your Father clearing the path before you. In these coming hours, you will also experience a sudden clarity of mind. The confusion that has plagued your decision-making will vanish, and you will know exactly what your next step should be. I am removing the mental fog that the enemy used to keep you paralyzed. You will find yourself speaking with a new authority, and the fear of man that once held you back will lose its grip. This is the beginning of your restoration. I am paying you back for the years the locusts have eaten, and I am starting with your peace and your joy. Every 3 a.m. wake-up call that was once filled with dread will now be filled with my whispers of love and strategy. Prepare your heart, for you are no longer the victim of your circumstances. You are the victor of my promises. The next 24 hours are just the beginning of a life-altering shift that will leave you in awe of my goodness. My child, I have seen the weight of the bills piled on your table and the silent anxiety that grips your throat every time you think about your financial future. I have watched you work yourself to exhaustion, pouring your heart and soul into projects and positions where you were undervalued, overlooked, and underpaid. I know the feeling of the lack that has tried to define your life, the constant whispering of the enemy telling you that you will never have enough, that you will always be one step behind, and that poverty is your permanent shadow. But I am here today as your Jehovah Jireh, the God who provides. I am stepping into your professional life and your bank accounts to perform a surgery of restoration. I am the one who gives you the power to get wealth, and I am breaking the spirit of lack that has hindered your lineage for generations. The season of scraping by is coming to a close, and the season of divine overflow is being birthed in its place. I want you to understand a divine principle of the kingdom when you take your hands off your problems and use them to be a blessing to someone else. I put my hands on your problems. I have seen the times you gave when you had nothing to spare, and the times you helped others reach their dreams while your own seemed to be slipping away. I have not forgotten your sacrifices. I am the God who pays back with interest. I am restoring to you the years that the locusts, the cankerworm, and the caterpillar have eaten. Everything that was stolen from you through unfair deals, lost opportunities, or systemic oppression is being gathered by my angels and returned to your storehouse. You are about to walk into a sudden provision, a shift so radical and so swift that it will leave no doubt that the hand of the Almighty has intervened. I am opening doors of opportunity that no man, no boss, and no jealous colleague can ever shut. As you stand on the precipice of this financial transformation, I invite you to anchor your faith in this community of believers once again. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now as an act of agreement with my promise of prosperity. By doing this, you are signaling to the heavens that you no longer agree with the spirit of lack, and that you are ready to receive the abundance I have reserved for you. This is your middle point of affirmation, a moment to strengthen your resolve and join hands with those who are also being elevated into their vine dresser season. When you subscribe, you are telling the universe that you are part of my royal family. and as a child of the King you have access to the riches of my glory. Let this be the seal upon your new professional beginning. Listen to my decree. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. This includes the weapons of financial ruin and the tongues of those who said you would never succeed. I am moving you into a position of influence and authority that you did not have to strive for. I am bringing your name to the minds of people who have the power to help you, and I am giving you a favor that acts as a magnet for success. You will no longer have to beg for a seat at the table. I am building a table specifically for you. Your words will carry weight and your ideas will bring forth fruit. Prepare your storehouses, for the rain of my blessing is falling, and it is a rain that will not only satisfy your needs but will allow you to be a river of life to the world around you. Your best professional years are not behind you. They are standing right in front of you, waiting for you to step through the door I have opened. My precious child, I have felt the sting of every betrayal that has left a scar on your heart, and I have heard the echoes of every goodbye that left you wondering what you did wrong. I have seen you sitting in the silence, mourning the loss of people you thought would be with you until the very end. You have felt a strange cold distance growing between you and those you once considered your inner circle, and it has caused you to doubt your own worth. But I am here to tell you that this painful distance is not a tragedy. It is my divine pruning. I am the gardener of your life, and I am currently removing the branches that no longer bear fruit or that have become infested with the rot of jealousy and malice. You have been holding on to people who were only meant to be a bridge to your past, while I am trying to lead you into a future they are not equipped to inhabit. I am clearing the stage of your life so that the true protagonists of your destiny can finally take their place. I am the one who hears the whispers in the dark that you were never meant to hear. I have been present in the rooms where your name was spoken with mockery, and I have seen the hidden agendas of those who smiled to your face while plotting your downfall in secret. When I caused those relationships to crumble, it was not to hurt you, but to save you. I saw the trap they were setting for your reputation and your peace, and I moved to disqualify them from your life before they could do permanent damage. The sudden falling out or the ghosting you experienced was my hand shielding you from a level of toxicity your soul was not designed to carry. I am purifying your atmosphere because the blessing I am about to release is too heavy for small-minded or double-hearted people to witness without trying to steal it. I am drapes down cleaning your house so that when the new guests arrive, they will find a sanctuary of peace, not a den of confusion. But hear me, my beloved, I am not just taking away. I am preparing a table. I am bringing into your life divine connection souls whose frequencies are aligned with the light I have placed in you. These are people who will not only see your veil, but will protect it. They will be the ones who hold up your arms when you are weary and who celebrate your victories as if they were their own. You have spent years being the giver in every relationship, always pouring out until you were empty, but the season of being drained is over. I am sending the replenishers. I am bringing people who will pour back into you, who will understand your silence and who will respect your boundaries. The loneliness you feel right now is the waiting room before the banquet. I am carefully selecting the guest list for your next season, and I promise you the quality of your new circle will make you forget the pain of the old one. As I move to heal your heart and restore your trust, I want you to make peace with your past. Stop looking back at the closed doors, for I have already locked them for your protection. If you believe that I am clearing your path and bringing the right people into your life at the perfect time, do not stay silent. Type "Thank you, God" or 1212 to acknowledge the divine order I am bringing to your relationships. By typing this, You are releasing the bitterness and making room for the love and loyalty that is on its way to you. Let the world know that you trust my judgment over your own feelings. You are being refined in your character, and part of that refinement is learning to be okay with being misunderstood by those I have removed. Stand tall in your purity, for your tribe is being gathered, and they will recognize you by the light that no shadow can dim. My beloved child, the time of your apprenticeship in the shadows is coming to its rightful end. For too long you have viewed yourself as a fugitive from the storm, a person simply trying to make it through the day without being crushed by the weight of the world. But I have been watching you, and I have been using every ounce of that pressure to form something diamond hard within your spirit. You are no longer just a survivor. You are being commissioned as a leader of the light. I am stripping away the label of victim that you have worn like a second skin, and I am replacing it with the mantle of a victor. The struggles you endured were not intended to leave you wounded, but to make you wise. I am handing you the keys to a new kingdom of influence, and I am calling you to step forward into the spotlight of my purpose. The world has been waiting for the unveiling of the true you, and today that unveiling begins. I am bestowing upon you a new level of spiritual authority, a sword of wisdom that will cut through the most complex deceptions of the enemy. From this moment on, your intuition will be sharpened to a razor's edge. You will walk into a room and instantly perceive the truth behind the masks people wear. You will hear what is not being said, and you will see the paths that are hidden from the eyes of the worldly. This is not for your own pride, but for the mission I have entrusted to you. You are to be a restorer of paths, a healer of the brokenhearted, and a voice of truth in an age of confusion. I am giving you the tongue of the learned so that you may know how to speak a word in season to him who is weary. Your words will no longer fall to the ground empty. They will carry the weight of my spirit and bring about tangible change in the lives of those around you. You have been faithful in the small, lonely battles, and now I am entrusting you with the heights of the mountain. Understand that your new mission requires a new level of courage. I am sending you into places that have long been ruled by shadows, not because I want you to be afraid, but because I know your light is bright enough to reclaim that territory. You are a disruptor of the old ways, a breaker of generational cycles. As you step into this calling, you will find that the resources you once struggled to find will now seek you out. The wisdom I have poured into you is a magnet for my favor. You will lead not by force, but by the sheer radiance of your character and the depth of your compassion. You have been prepared in the secret place for such a time as this. Do not shrink back, and do not let the ghost of your past insecurities whisper that you are unqualified. I am the one who qualifies the called, and I have already stamped you with my approval before the stars were born. The world is hungry for the authenticity you carry. People are tired of empty promises and hollow words. They are looking for a sign that there is a God who still speaks, who still heals, and who still delivers. You are that sign. Your scars have become your credentials, and your pain has been converted into power. I am calling you to be a shepherd to those who are lost in the same woods you just emerged from. Lead them with the same gentleness I showed you. Show them the way out. As you embrace this mission, you will find a joy that surpasses all understanding, a fulfillment that no material success could ever provide. You are finally stepping into the much that you were tested for in the little. Stand firm. My chosen one for the kingdom of heaven is moving through you, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against the light you are about to unleash. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. My beloved child, as my voice echoes into the deepest, most sacred chambers of your soul, I want you to feel the absolute stillness that comes when the creator of the universe speaks. The storm that tried to swallow you has been silenced by my word. The fear that spiked in your heart was the dying gasp of a defeated shadow, a final attempt by the darkness to keep you from recognizing the dawn that is breaking over your life. Look behind you. The enemies that chased you into this moment are nowhere to be found. They have been swallowed by the light of my presence. I have spoken peace over your past and power over your future. The trembling in your spirit has been replaced by the steady, unshakable strength of my Holy Spirit. You are free. You are no longer a prisoner of your circumstances or a victim of your history. You are my masterpiece, refined in the fire and ready to be unveiled to a world that desperately needs your light. This is my solemn oath to you, my precious chosen one. I did not bring you through the crushing weight of the wilderness just to leave you at the threshold of the promise. I am not a God who forgets, and I am not a father who abandons his children in their hour of need. Every tear you shed in the silence of the night was caught in my bottle, and every prayer you whispered when you had no strength left was recorded in the halls of heaven. I have used your pain to build a character that can carry the weight of the blessing I am now releasing. You will see my goodness in the land of the living. You will walk in a health that defies your age. You will dwell in an abundance that exceeds your imagination. And you will rest in a peace that the world can neither give nor take away. My timing is perfect, and though you have waited through the long, dark night, your morning has finally arrived. The seeds of your faith, watered by your endurance, are now blooming into a harvest that will feed your children's children. Now, my child, it is time to seal this prophecy into your life forever. Do not let the enemy steal the seeds I have planted in your heart today. I want you to perform a final act of faith to lock this blessing into your physical reality. Type Amen, or it is done, in the comments right now to claim every promise, every restoration, and every protection I have declared over you. By typing these words, you are placing a divine seal upon your destiny, signaling to the spirit realm that you have accepted your crown and that the old timeline of fear is officially erased. Let the sound of your agreement roar through the heavens. I am watching as you type, and as you do, I am releasing a fresh anointing of joy and strength to carry you through the coming days. This is the final marker of your transition. You are stepping out of the waiting room and into the palace of my favor. Understand that the protection I have placed over you extends to your household and everyone you hold dear. You and your family are covered by the blood of the Lamb, a shield that no weapon of the enemy can penetrate. Stop looking over your shoulder for the next tragedy. It is not coming. Instead, look ahead to the open doors and the table I have prepared for you. You can relax now. You can breathe. You can live your best life, for I am alive and I am standing guard over every detail of your existence. I have already gone into your future and cleared the path. The obstacles that once seemed like mountains are now level ground. I am your provider, your protector, and your constant friend. From this moment on, you walk in a grace that attracts miracles and a favor that silences every critic. Your life is no longer your own. It is a living testimony of my power and my love. As we conclude this divine encounter, I invite you to stay anchored in this family of light. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel one final time to ensure that you never miss the whispers of my heart. By joining this community, you are surrounding yourself with a fortress of believers who will stand with you in the battles to come. Do not let this be a one-time message. Let it be the beginning of a lifelong walk with me. When you subscribe, you are telling the world that you are a chosen one who is no longer walking in darkness, but in the full brilliance of my truth. I have much more to tell you and many more layers of your destiny to reveal. Stay connected to the source of your strength, for your journey is only beginning, and the heights we will reach together will leave you breathless with wonder. But hear me, child, for there is a secret I have yet to reveal. The fear you felt was not just about your circumstances. It was an attempt to hide a truth about your bloodline that has been kept secret for generations. There is a royal marker in your DNA, a spiritual lineage that connects you to an ancient authority you are only just beginning to understand. The enemy knows this secret, and that is why he has fought you so hard since the day you were born. But his time is up. In the next message, I will pull back the final veil and show you the true origins of your power and the hidden mission your ancestors prayed for you to fulfill. Prepare your heart, for the most shocking revelation of your life is less than a breath away. Peace be with you, my beloved. The light has won.